What if I told you that one tiny island with almost no natural resources became one of the richest countries on Earth? No oil, no gold, not even enough land to feed its own people. When Singapore became independent in 1965, many believed it had no future. So, how did this small island achieve what many thought was impossible? Welcome to TalePath English, where true stories help you improve your English. Let's begin. In the 1960s, Singapore was a small island in Southeast Asia. It had almost no natural resources. There were no oil fields, no gold mines, and very little land for farming. Many families lived in overcrowded neighborhoods, and jobs were difficult to find. To many people, Singapore seemed too small and too poor to succeed. Its future looked uncertain. Everything changed on August 9th, 1965. Singapore separated from Malaysia and became an independent nation. For many people, it was a frightening moment. The country was small, vulnerable, and surrounded by uncertainty. Many experts believed Singapore would struggle to survive on its own. Few imagined that this tiny island would one day become one of the world's greatest success stories. Singapore's first prime minister was a man named Lee Kuan Yew. He understood the enormous challenges his young nation faced. Without natural resources, Singapore could not rely on luck. Its greatest resource would have to be its people. Lee believed that with honest leadership, quality education, and long-term planning, even a tiny country could achieve extraordinary success. Many doubted his vision, but he refused to give up. The problems were enormous. Thousands of people were unemployed. Many families lived in overcrowded homes without proper sanitation. The country depended heavily on imported food and even imported fresh water. Different ethnic communities also faced social tensions. Building a peaceful and prosperous nation would require courage, patience, and difficult decisions. Lee Kuan Yew knew that Singapore could never compete through natural resources. Instead, he believed the country's greatest strength would be its people. His government invested heavily in education, modern housing, and clean government. Strict anti-corruption laws helped build trust. Every decision was made with one goal in mind: to create opportunities for future generations. Slowly, people began believing that a better future was possible. Lee understood that Singapore needed friends beyond its borders. He invited international companies to invest in the country. New factories created thousands of jobs. The port expanded rapidly. Trade increased year after year. While many nations depended on natural wealth, Singapore was building something even more valuable: a reputation for reliability, innovation, and opportunity. Over the next few decades, Lee Kuan Yew watched Singapore transform before his eyes. Modern apartment buildings replaced crowded neighborhoods. New highways connected the island. Beautiful parks, hospitals, schools, and an efficient transportation system improved everyday life. The small island that once struggled to survive was becoming one of the world's most modern cities. For Lee Kuan Yew, education was never an expense. It was an investment. Schools focused on science, mathematics, technology, and English. Students were encouraged to think globally while respecting their own cultures. A new generation of highly skilled workers began building industries that would shape Singapore's future. The results soon amazed the world. Singapore became one of the world's leading financial centers. Its port became one of the busiest on Earth. Its airport earned international recognition. Businesses from around the world chose Singapore as a place to invest. The tiny island that many believed would fail had become one of the world's greatest success stories. Lee Kuan Yew often reminded people that Singapore's greatest resource was not found beneath the ground. It was found in the minds and determination of its people. His vision transformed a struggling island into one of the richest and safest countries in the world. Today, leaders from many nations continue to study Singapore's remarkable journey. His legacy lives on, not only in towering skyscrapers and modern cities, but in the belief that determined people can achieve extraordinary things. When Singapore became independent in 1965, many believed it had little chance of success. It was a small island with few resources and many challenges. But Lee Kuan Yew believed that a nation's greatest wealth was not oil, gold, or land. It was its people. Through education, determination, integrity, and long-term vision, Singapore achieved what many believed was impossible. Its story reminds us that greatness is not determined by the size of a country, but by the courage of those who choose to shape its future. Now it's your turn to reflect. Take a moment to think about today's story, then share your answer in the comments below. Imagine you were responsible for leading a country with almost no natural resources. What would you do first? Do you believe that good leadership, education, and determination are more important than natural wealth? Why or why not? I'd love to read your thoughts. Thank you very much for joining me on today's journey through history. I hope you enjoyed this incredible true story while improving your English. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to TalePath English, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next inspiring journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and remember, every great story begins with one person who dares to dream and a nation that dares to believe.